Pinkie Pie called out, everybody looking across the chamber at the pink pony that somehow crossed the stone bridge, leading to one of the passageways in the blink of an eye. Get in here! Come on! As he pointed to the passageway entrance he was standing on in front of, then hopped through it. Twilight asked, what are they doing in there? They don't know where that leads. Sonic looked at her and shrugged. Hey, neither do we, right? Twilight could see it. Yeah. Everyone hurried after Pinkie Pie, Tails, Rainbow, and Fluttershy, and the princesses, the hangers-on, flying over, while everybody else hurried along the stone bridge, was collapsed shortly after they left the chamber. Shortly after entering the passage, the group saw Pinkie standing further up the path, seemingly looking at something. Coming alongside her, they quickly saw what had caught her attention. Ahead of them, they saw Rarity and Spike, Spike using his tail to jackhammer into the rocky ground. Silver pointed, what is Spike doing? Twilight said, Rarity's taken him on her gem hunts before. Must have found some, and he's digging them up for her. A minute later, Spike's head popped out of the hole he dug, his eyes filled with gems. I got him, Rarity! He grinned up at her. Who was the Spike? The fashionista exclaimed. She used her magic to help him out of the hole, then took one of the gems in his arms, holding him to examine. Oh, these are simply beautiful! They would look so smashing on my next 9 dresses. Okay, Fix, stop! I get it. You want to reference everything from MLP. I get it. But did you really need to bring this scene in? This makes no sense. It's out of nowhere, and it's a very bad look for Rarity. What the hell? Couldn't you have her use her gem finding spell for, say, like, finding the Chaos Emerald? Because I think we still got a few left. Let's see. We found one earlier. There's that one connected to the tower. There, along with Twilight's element. There's the one Shadow found. There's the one with Tails. And there's the one with Silver. We still got like 2 more left. Shouldn't she be able to use her to find that? Couldn't she use her gem finding spell to find Silver and the others? This just feels so... Oh, I do hope that this doesn't become a way to drag out the chapter. I'm just speeding through this part. Stupid moronic. Long story short, Rarity for some odd reason thinks it's okay to completely on her own go down some mountain pass in a volcano to try to find gems, and everybody follows her because they figured that's the best idea. Which, sadly, if you're a Rarity fan, you realize the problem with this. Well, everyone except Twilight, Silver, and the Prince and the hangers-on. Twilight started walking over after the others ran on ahead, Silver and the hangers-on following behind. As he followed after Twilight, Silver asked, Hey, what does Sonic mean? Who or what is Discord? Why did Rarity think a boulder was a diamond? Behind him, Celestia spoke. Discord is a Draconic Quest, Silver, and the former ruler of Equestria. That was in the days before Luna and I discovered the elements of harmony and turned him to stone. Silver looked back over his shoulder and asked, Turned him to stone? Why? Luna replied, Discord's reign had to end. When we found the elements of harmony, we had faith that he would stop him and his chaotic magic. Turning to stone may not be the fate we had in mind for him, but something had to be done to put an end to his chaotic magic and the suffering he was putting the ponies of Equestria through. Silver tilted his head. Chaotic magic? He faced forward when Twilight spoke. My friends and me got to experience his chaos for ourselves when Discord broke free. He covered the roads with soap suds, made it rain chocolate milk from cotton candy clouds, made the sun and moon rise and set irregularly, and, well, let's just say he made things happen that normally wouldn't happen for his own amusement. Silver frowned. That's terrible! Twilight nodded. If we were affected by his magic, like a lot of other ponies in Equestria were, we all acted the opposite of how we normally do. Some of us even saw things that weren't actually real. That's why Rarity thought a boulder was a giant diamond. Yes, and it made Rarity greedy. Do you also know what Rarity wouldn't do normally? Waste time finding gems in the middle of a volcano! Silver replied, oh, well then. Somewhere in the background of his mind that sounded familiar. Maybe the hedgehog he had met earlier pulled a similar trick on him to make him fight Sonic? He could have. Silver didn't even know where he went. He just started feeling a little strange and the hedgehog was gone. After that, he kept it in check around Paper and a little Strongheart, but he felt exactly the way he described to Sonic and the others. Clearing his throat, Silver looked at Twilight and said, so, Twilight, about that magic of yours. Twilight glanced back at him and asked, yes? Silver replied, that was really cool, the spell you used to make a force field. How did you do that? Twilight smiled, well. As they continued walking, Twilight, Silver, the hangers-on soon caught up with the rest of the group, who had stopped because Rarity was lamenting that there were gems buried in the wall, where Spike couldn't easily get them out. Sonic's spin dash helped unbury them before Rarity could have a drama queen moment, and I'm going to start speeding through this. You keep this up! As they went on, they occasionally encountered more lava monsters, Braybar getting a chance to show off his apple-bucking skills, a little Strongheart showing her buffalo agility that wasn't just for show. And of course, the show, when making a school for friendship, forgot the buffalo. Silver and Twilight also compared notes on psychokinesis and magic, and Rarity, with the aid of Spike and Sonic, continued gathering gems. Where is she keeping them? Twilight agreed to help her carrying them. Oh, okay. Eventually, the path led them to a room that was very dark. Everyone found this odd, seeing that there was lava in this room and it hadn't been this dark earlier. What is this place? Fluttershy whispered fearfully, hiding behind her mane. Something ain't right about it. Is something there in here? Brayburn wondered. Silver held up his right hand, letting his psychic energy flow out of his palm. After a minute, he said, I don't think there's anything hiding in here, but there's something in here that appears to be a heat source, and it's not the lava. The hanger-on nodded. I can feel it too. It feels very similar to the sun somehow. I'll see if I can draw it closer. She closed her eyes to channel her magic into her horn, her yellow aura surrounding it and lighting up the area around the group a little. A few seconds later, a purple light appeared further back in the room, beginning to move towards the group. As they got closer, they saw Celestia's magical aura surrounding a purple orb that appeared to be surrounded by a purple flame. The same colors as the crystals, Sonic told Rarity to leave alone, and they all have light spells! We don't need to do the orb thing from the level. They have light spells. We do not need to do the orb thing. Come on, Vic, you're better than this. You've been doing decent so far. You don't need to have Rarity suddenly go, oh, I'm suddenly for no other reason than the emphasis of the plot. Completely forgotten my character and decided to search for the gems for no apparent reason. And the hanger-on going, oh, I seem to have forgotten that I can actually do a light spell. Is that it, Princess Celestia? Tails asked. It seems so warm, Little Strongheart commented as he came to a stop in front of the group. Celestia nodded. Yes. Feels like I'm holding part of the sun right in front of me. Sonic pointed up ahead. Look, there's another one! Silver held his right hand out. Oh, good. His green aura soon surrounded the orb, causing it to light up like the one Celestia was holding. Little Strongheart pointed. Look, it appears that there is a way around this room. Indeed, thanks to the new light source, they could see that there was a path in front of them, cutting through the lava that appeared to lead up. Rainbow turned to Silver and asked, Hey, Silver, can you hold that thing right up next to me if I see there's a way out of here? The hedgehog nodded. Sure. As Rainbow took flight, Silver used his psychokinesis to move the orb in his grip alongside her, lighting her way. As she got near the back of the room, she yelled, There's another passage up here! It looks like the path leads up there! Twilight called, Stay there, Rainbow Dash, we'll be there in a minute. The hanger-on, little sister, turned to Celestia and said, You lead, Twilight. You take the lead, sister. The Solar Princess nodded and started walking. Glinda turned to the others and saying, Stay close to Celestia, everybody. They all nodded and fell in step. Rarity resisting the urge to pump around with her, Boom, 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 boom! Sorry, I'm hitting my head as hard as I can. They soon reunited with Rainbow Dash and moved on, leaving the others behind because it got brighter the second they stepped out of the room. After following the passage they entered for a short while, the group entered a considerably larger chamber filled with lava. High above them, large rock stalactites hung from the ceiling, with smaller stalagmites filling in the space between them. But nobody was focusing on the ceiling at the moment. They were all looking straight ahead, as they found exactly what, or rather who, they were looking for. "Please!" Silver exclaimed, immediately walking towards her, taking her hand in his, looking deeply into her beautiful yellow eyes, hoping and praying for a sign of life. "Hey! Stay on the NPC!" Okay, I promise. I won't do any more Silver and Blaze ships. That's better. Rainbow could feel her wing touching Flyer's eyes. She could feel something warm in her heart. "Hey!" Dang it. I could get away with that one. "It's Sakura too," Twilight said. The magic she was using holding up Rarity's gems, disappearing in her excitement, causing them to fall on top of Spike. Twilight too ran over to Rarity, ran over to Sakura, holding Sakura's hoof in her hand, and a Sakura and Twilight ship. Wasn't expecting that joke. Thank you, Trix. Cue on funny joke about gems here, and moving on. Brayburn and Little Strongheart, meanwhile, turned to Silver and Blaze, coming to a stop behind Silver. "So, let's hear your friend, huh, Silver?" Brayburn asked. Silver looked down and nodded. "Yeah, I just hope she's okay." He turned to look at Sonic, who was coming over with Tails and Twilight, while Rarity picked up the, and asked, "He says she'll be fine once we get her back to this Ponyville place." Sonic nodded. "You got it, Silver." Brayburn and Little Strongheart in the background, meanwhile, held each other's hooves. "Why aren't you hitting me, Trixie?" "What? Isn't this canon?" "You know, it technically isn't, because we never see Strongheart and Brayburn ever again. But the two sides romanticist in me is just going, yes, they're together. The psychokinetic hedgehog asked, "Can we go there now?" Sonic replied, "Sure. I don't think we need to stick around here any longer." He turned to Tails and said, "Tails?" The fox nodded, "Right!" He reached into his tails and pulled out the warp ring, holding it up as the others came over. He said, "Sakura's hut, here we come!" Before he could toss it, however, a large roar suddenly echoed throughout the room. Tails once he get the sound, and Rarity almost dropping her. Everyone looked around, Silver wondering, "Whoa, what was that?" Sonic said, "It sounded big, whatever it was." Twilight looked at Sakura and Blaze, saying, "Maybe we should go before it shows up, whatever it is. It could be dangerous for them and us." Tails said, "Can't argue with that. Okay, let's..." A familiar voice behind the group stopped Tails in mid-sentence. "Uh-huh!" Everybody turned around. There, standing at the edges of the room, were the teenage dragons. "See, I told you they wouldn't be able to find a way out of this volcano," Garble grinned. Rainbow angrily nudged Rarity and said, "No. No! 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 No!" And cue an unfunny scene with Garble and the others asking and growling and some crap about the gem, and oh, thank God Impulse is here! The purple dragon looked around and asked, "What's going on?" Another roar sounded throughout the room. This one louder than the first two. The force of it actually blew past everyone, pushing them backwards. As it ended, lava suddenly splashed down from below, everyone moving away from the edge, and Silver, Twilight, grabbing plates of Sakura, moving them away. The room became quiet again. Is it over?" Firesight squeaked out, holding on the floor behind Rarity and Applejack over her head. Suddenly, Piggy's tail slowly spread to life. "Oh, Tootsie Tail!" she exclaimed. She glanced up and quickly bumped into Sonic and Tails, who were both standing next to her. Pushing them to the side, a second later, a moderate-sized stalagmite fell into front of where the three of them had been standing, getting stuck in the ground. Sonic looked at Pinky and asked, Do you know that? How did you know that was going to fall? Pinky looked back at him and smiled. Yep. When my heel starts to twist it, that means stuff's going to fall. That's one of the things my pinky sense predicts. Tails asked, Pinky sense? Pinky just nodded while grinning. Suddenly, the party pony's neck cricked. Her left rear hoof tapped the ground, and her right foreleg pinched, and her tail pointed straight out before snapping back into its cotton candy shape. What does that mean? Sonic asked. It means we're about to see something big and scary, Pinky exclaimed. Well, I don't think Iblis is that scary. Suddenly, what appeared to be a gigantic burst of the lava worms the group had been seeing burst out of the lava, setting out a roar that had been hearing all this time. It sailed through the air a few seconds before disappearing back beneath the lava surface. Sonic raised an eyebrow. Yeah, that sounds about right. The creature let down the lava again, this time splashing down near the ledge the group was on, spraying some lava. Everybody scampered away from the edge in case any lava came out that far. Silver and Twilight grabbing Blaze and Sakura with their psychokinesis and magic respectively, bringing them within once again. The group came to a stop near the teenage dragons and turned to look towards the lava again. Grubble exclaiming as the creature let down again. What is that thing? Tails nodded. Looks like a bigger further than the worm creatures we've been seeing. Twilight nervously said, Then that must be Iblis. Silver stared in disbelief as Iblis resurfaced, its head pointing straight up at the ceiling as it thrashed in the lava. That's Iblis? How could something so much like Ifrit even exist? He exclaimed. As the massive stalagmites fell down in the lava due to Iblis' thrashing, Sonic looked over at Silver and said, Relax, Silver. We're probably seeing it because time is so messed up right now. Once we get out of here, fix the damage, everything should be fine. Applejack yelled, Well then, let's get it back to Battle Vale! Tails held the warp ring in his hand. Just as he was about to throw it, Garble yelled, Oh, for Pete's sake! Tails held the warp ring in his hand. Just as he was about to throw it, Garble yelled, Give me that! Then led towards Tails, tackling him as he was about to turn around. Pinning him on the ground at his front, causing him to lose his grip on the ring. Was began rolling towards the lava. Hey! Leave him alone! Sonic yelled as he dashed towards Garble, going to a spin dash and crossing into the red dragon, sending him flying. Sonic then did it again! And again! And again! And again! What? I really need to let out some aggressions. By the way, let's see that again. Going into a spin dash and crashing into the red dragon, sending him flying. And again, going to a spin dash and crashing into the red dragon, sending him flying. And again, going to a spin dash, crashing into the red dragon, sending him flying. Oh. Meanwhile, Applejack and Little Strongheart intercepted the dragons and kicked their asses, and Dash was making a dash for the warp ring, quickly fighting over Sonic as he held Tails up, grabbing her hose before it could roll off the edge. Then Lightning held up triumphantly, saying, Got it! Almost immediately afterwards, Flare-Side's eyes widened, and a volume was very unusual for her. Rainbow Dash, look out! The Pegasus lowered her hoof and back to her shoulder. Her eyes wide as he saw flaming rocks flying towards her. Silver set blazed down and ran towards Rainbow Dash, leaping over her, surrounding himself with his green psychic aura as he said, I'll take care of this! He threw the rocks that were flying towards the ledge, holding out his arms as he got closer. His psychokinesis caught all the rocks in midair, and he flew a bit further, while carrying them before stopping. He then held up his arms and swung them forward, sending the rocks flying back at Iblis. The rocks hit Iblis in his body, but it just roared, suddenly disappeared beneath the lava again. Back on the ledge, Rainbow grinned. Yeah, Silver hit it! Twilight pointed out, didn't look like it did much so. Sonic held a hand to his chin and said, Maybe he needs to throw something bigger at it. He suddenly remembered something and put his hands to his mouth and yelled, Silver, look out! It's going to jump at you! A second later, Iblis burst out of the lava, soaring through the air towards Silver with his mouth, pointing directly at the hedgehog. As soon as he saw it coming towards him, Silver spun around and flew away, nearly missing the rock, and he caught underneath Iblis and being pushed under the lava with it. As Silver flew back towards the ledge, Garble flew up in air and sat to Silver, the hedgehog crashing head first. Although he was briefly stunned by the impact, Garble's scales shielded from some of the hit, and he quickly wrapped his arms around Silver, pinning the hedgehog's arms to his side. Really? You think this is going to keep me down? I'm good, Kev. Helping. Come on, give me this! Tails quickly took off towards Garble, who was trying to keep Silver from breaking out of his grip. Unnoticed by Tails, the other two dragons recovered from Applejack and Little Strongerheart's attack and were flying after him. Luna spread her wings and tried to go after Tails' aid, but Celestia stopped her, Luna looking at her oddly. Luna, we must remain impartial. You folks might want to turn down your volume on your headsets for this one. Why the fuck are you even having Celestia and Luna in this thing if you're not going to use them? Why aren't they even here? Why is Rarity using her downsizing spells when she's trying to save people? Why is Rarity acting so out of character? Why is this thing dragging so long? Why are you using those 3 stupid dragons from the episode when they are some of the most worthless, despicable, pointless, heinous characters ever created in MLP? And yes, I am saying that. And yes, I mean it with every single frame of my body. Because, let's face it. While that little brat of Hylian from Beyond the Nine Hells is evil, and while there are plenty of other annoying characters, Garble and his cronies take the cake because they are an insult to dragons, they are an insult to men, they are an insult to characters everywhere! Why do we even need them? Why does this fic even think they need to be brought in? Actually, why does this fic even need to think that we need to have every single character from MLP show up? Why do we need to have every single character from Sonic show up? We're gonna skip this. We're gonna skip this whole fight. It's where they did decide to flatterize Rarity. My little brother and mom just came into the studio and gave me a hug. You'd be surprised at how a dragon and a wing hug can help calm you down. But right now, Vic, you want to play games? We'll play. Is that a power ring? Oh yeah. And you know what I can do with this. Oh boy. See you guys on the other side. Garble grunted in surprise as it faced him. His distraction allowing Silver to get his right arm free and puts the dragon in the face. Garble quickly recovered and crouched down now, swinging his head and connected directly with Silver's foot. Dancing the heads on Garble, then turned around and yelled at the 2 dragons, "What do you guys think you're doing?" The brown dragon said, "We're trying to stop the Fox, but he got out of the way." So Garble raised an eyebrow. "Fox?" From behind the tail skull, he's talking about me. Garble looked down, only to get an uppercut right in the face. The tail flew up underneath and was left arm fussing up. It's just Canenti clinging with the dragon's jaw. The hit knocks Garble back and caused it to finally release Silver. The straight Dave's head saw falling towards the lava. Tails quickly spun around and flew down, managing to grab Silver's head before he fell too far. While hovering above, Tails said, "I got you, Silver." Silver shook his head and then looked up, saying, "Thanks, Tails." "Whoa, look out." Tails looked up to see more stalagmites falling from the ceiling. The field fell very close to where they were. Tails quickly backed up. The stalagmites falling fast. Silver and the other 2 teenage dragons landing in the lava with the rest of the stalagmites. Looking back at Iblis, Tails saw that it was summoning more flaming rocks. Tails flew as fast as he could, trying to avoid getting hit by the large barrage of rocks, while Silver held on tightly. Still needing his chance to recover from the blow of his head. As for the teenage dragons, Garble was low enough that the rocks flew over him, despite him being dazed. The other 2 weren't so lucky. They both got nicked by the rocks and ended up falling into the lava. Back onto the list, everyone saw that the rocks were coming straight towards them. They were coming too fast. What should we do? Rarity cried. Song looked back at Twilight and said, "Twilight, use that spell." The unicorn nodded, quickly cast a force field spell. A magenta bubble forming around the group and leaving part of the lens exposed. The flaming rocks rained down on both the force field and the lens before exploding both. Because of Harry's spell casting, Twilight's force field was on full power and was cracked under the assault. It soon became apparent that the ledge they were standing on was not as sturdy as he once thought. As the 2 began to crack us, the rocks hit the side of it, the cracks spreading underneath the force field. As the barrage of rocks began to die down, 2 things happened almost simultaneously. First, a straight rock hit the top of Twilight's force field, where a large crack already began to form and exploded against it, causing the force field to shatter. Second, the last rock struck the ledge close to where the group was hiding, hitting the crack where it had been found there. Just like that, the ledge began to crumble underneath their fading hooves. Celestia and Luna noticed at the same time spread the rings, flapping and getting above the ground. Using their magic to pick up Blaze's Sakura. Everyone else noticed that too late, the ground collapsed underneath them, all of them falling down towards the lava. Thankfully, like it still seemed to be on their side. Instead of landing in lava, everyone landed in a heap on top of one of the stalagmites, all of them lying on their front. Celestia and Luna flew down on everyone. They landed next to the pile and was brought up by Celestia and Sakura. While Luna set Blaze down, Celestia then asks, "Is everyone okay?" Rainbow groaned. "Yeah, I think we're fine, Princess." As everyone began to recover from the sudden fall, Rainbow's forehead closed around thin air. Her eyes widened a bit as she looked at her huff and realized something was missing. "Hey, where's the warp ring?" she exclaimed a second later. Upon hearing that, everyone looked around for the missing ring, except for Rarity, who had noticed all of her gems had been scattered. As they all looked around their immediate area, Spike noticed something out the corner of his eyes, something rolling further away. "There it is," he said, quickly climbing to his feet and running after it. As Rarity began scrambling up around to gather her gems, Twilight's eyes widened as he looked forward, noticing that Iblis began eyeing Spike's movement. "Iblis," he murmured. Then he looked into Spike's surprise and called, "Spike, wait!" And seeing that, so Spike didn't hear her, considering he didn't even flinch as he kept running towards the warp ring. Seeing this, Spike quickly climbed to his feet. "I'll go after her, keep the thing busy," he said before dancing along the same line in Iblis' direction. Twilight noticed so later turned. Galloping after Spike gets excluded and decided to stop being neutral, flap her wings, flying after Sonic despite her sister's protest. While Sonic and Luna went after Iblis, the Tails and Silver inflated Garble, Spike continued scampering after the warp ring, passing up to it as Twilight ran after him. Dustin was about to roll over the edge of the sliding mine. Spike leapt at it, managing to catch it between his claws before it fell off. Spike breathed a sigh of relief as he lay down on his stomach and grabbed the ring in his claws. His arms still outstretched. "I got it," he sighed. His relief turned his stomach. A second later, his core horse quickly burst out of the lava below. Both of them looking no worse for wear. Spike gulped as he flapped their wings and hovered in the air above them, looking down at him. Spike, coming back to the dragon side of things, the purple dragon smirked. "How about a nice lava bath for us all time's sake?" the brown dragon asked. Spike managed to climb to his feet, leaping on stage, landed back on the edge of the slide mine. As he started backing away slowly, the boat began to approach him. Suddenly, a magenta beam struck the brown dragon in the face, knocking him on his back. Both Spike and the purple dragon looked down before turning to see Twilight standing a slide mine away, her horde surrounded by her magic aura. Not giving the purple dragon a chance to react, Twilight fired an air magenta beam in her horn from him. The dragon sidestepped the beam, but wasn't prepared for the second one. Was him in the chest and knocked him over. As the dragon fell, Spike danced over to Twilight's sliding mine, holding the warp ring under his arm. "Perfect timing, Twilight," he said as he neared her. Twilight turning to her to face Spike. The baby dragon quickly jumped on her back and placed his free hand on her neck. Before Twilight could turn back to the others, both she and Spike heard a roar and started to look at Iblis was flying backwards through the air, landing on his back towards the lava. They also saw Sonic on Luna's back flying into the direction. They could also see Tails and Silver flying around Garble. The dragon was incredibly steamed. Luna called back to them, using Royal Care and voice so he could hear her. "We must regroup, fall back, now needing to be told twice." Twilight started gobbling towards the sliding mines, back towards the others. Silver and Tails soon followed after. Tails and flew in a circle around Garble to confuse him. At which point, Silver used his psychokinesis to daze the train on his dragon. Spike, Twilight, Luna, and Sonic soon reached the others. Sonic sliding off to Luna's back and Spike jumping off to Twilight's back a moment later. Both Tails and Silver flew over, landing near the others. Celestia looked over before saying, "I'm glad to see none of you hurt. However, I believe we should leave this silly situation at once." Rarity nodded. "Oh, I agree completely, Princess Celestia, not because of the whole just Spike and I had gathered." She soon took a moment to pile of just next to her before continuing. "The situation is too dangerous for all of us, especially poor Sakura and Blaze. We should quickly, definitely return to Playfield at once." Spike held up the warp ring and said, "I've got the warp ring right here." Before anyone else could see anything, Iblis suddenly burst out of the lava away from the grip, letting out a roar that caused everybody to look in their direction. After the war drowned, Silver looked at the others and said, "Look, if any of you don't want to stay here, you can leave, but I'm not leaving until I've taken care of Iblis." And Celestia asked, "Why is that, Silver?" Sonic replied, "Even though Iblis is not supposed to exist, it exists right now due to that monster messing with time. If we leave Iblis alone, we can find a way to escape from this time into another time or a different universe. And if its behavior is anything like Infreaks, it's going to keep coming back no matter what. And I'm not going to let that happen." Sonic shrugged. "Not a bad point, Silver. That would kind of make all your hard work trying to keep Infreaks from escaping into this immense kind of pointless, wouldn't it, Silver?" Not. Applejack looked at Twilight and Tails and asked, "Twilight, do you think all is supposed to say to that the Iblis can escape from this world? First, I add, would the Iblis really be able to continue to exist if we made it to Ponyville?" Tails held a hand to his chin as he looked down at the ground. He saw the way they were asking before replying. "That's kind of hard to say. I mean, for sure, this is the first time we saw a time crisis this bad, so there's no guarantees." He then looked up and said, "But there's one thing I am sure about, and rather than find out if there's any truth to Silver's theory." Applejack and Fireside looked at Twilight and the unicorn soon spoke. "I think Tails made a good point. If Iblis does manage to escape from here, it's sure to be dangerous no matter where it ends up. I guess it's selling to the place of disaster for a reason." Rainbow said, "Well, there's no way I'm walking out of under my power. You want to stick around and take this thing down, Silver? You can count me in." Rarity spoke up, "Even though finding all these gems, I have not enjoyed this particular adventure. However, a lady always gives seriously as she receives, and you helped us before, Silver. I think we should at least try to return the favor." One by one, the others all voiced their agreements to help stop Iblis. At the end, looked at Celestia and asked, "Well, sister." Celestia looked at Silver. "I suppose you can't be convinced otherwise, Silver." Silver replied, "Everything we've seen here, it reminds me all too well that in my world what my time used to be like before I had to stop Infree. No matter what, Princess Celestia, I won't allow Iblis to do the same to any other world." Celestia smiled. "I understand. That's all I needed to hear. Stop Iblis, Silver. We'll all be there to support you." Everyone nodded in agreement. Silver grunted and then said, "Thanks, you guys." At that moment, Garble yelled, "Heads up, you losers!" Everyone looked up in his directions, only to see him rearing in midair. He thrust forward, spewing fire from his mouth. Fireside, Rainbow, Celestia, and Luna immediately flapped their wings and flew out to the edge above. The princesses grabbing Blaze and Sakura in the process, while everyone else fell down, the flames passing over their heads. The heat from the flame soon overhead and passed. Silver, his gaze still partly directed towards the ground, looked around and noticed that everybody seemed to have moved from their spots. He stood up and pointed to Garble, saying, "Hi, you missed!" Starting off and feeling was cut short when he heard a scream from Applejack. Looked around to see the orange earth pony scrambling out to the side on her hind legs, exclaiming, "My head's on fire, help!" While Rainbow, Twilight, Silver, Bravery, the little Songheart moved to help her, Sonic stood up and dashed towards Garble, yelling, "Hey, not cool!" Before the dragon reacted, Sonic leapt towards him and delivered a homing attack to his chest, pushing him backwards for a few seconds before bouncing off of him, sending the dragon crashing down to the ground, ending on top of the other two dragons who were still recovering from twice earlier magic attacks. While Garble and the other two dragons lay on the ground, Sonic looked back into the landing and checked on the others. Rainbow dashed Bravery, a little stronger, and managed to restrain Applejack, allowing Twilight to use her magic to yank back the head off the company's head, sending it into the waiting arms of Silver, who instantly began patting it down to his hands to try to stuff out the flames, while Tails began spinning his tails around from one side, and Twilight began pulling from the opposite direction, putting the flame out. Rainbow, Brainberry, Little Strongheart, let Applejack go once they calmed down a little, watched with her over to Silver, Tails, Twilight, who were no longer working to put the flame out. Once they were all close, Applejack asked, "Is it?" Silver looked at her and quietly said, "Sorry, Applejack, we put it out," but he looked down at the hat and then held it down towards her. Applejack immediately saw why he was talking. On the other side of the hat, there was a noticeable hole. The material around the hole burned black. Spike, Rarity, and Pinkie Pie came over as Applejack took the head at her forehoofs, still looking down at the hole. She clutched to her head, sighing, "Oh, dang it." Pinkie bounced over to Applejack and nuzzled her, saying, "Don't cry, Applejack, it'll be okay. Maybe you can get a brand new hat, one that's even better than this one." Applejack turned to her and gave her a flat look as he said, "Pinkie, this hat means a lot to me. I can't just replace this, and I certainly can't fix this myself." Pinkie started back at that. "Oh," she perked up. "Well, then maybe you can cover it up. It doesn't look that bad." Sonic started walking over towards Fluttershy, Celestia, and Luna all flew down from the lead. Celestia and Luna, sitting Blaze Sakura down there where Rarity's gym pile, began walking over as well as Rarity spoke. "It certainly doesn't, Pinkie. In fact, I think I can fix it." Applejack looked at her, funny. "You can all do that, Rarity." Rarity simply smirked. "Remember the dresses I made for the Gallopy Gala? I designed everything about them, including the accessories. It would be relatively easily to fix your dear hat once we get back to Ponyville." Applejack stood up, put her hat back on her head, she then said, "Fine, but I don't want to come back to the way I've always had." She pointed her hope directly at the fashionista as she went on. "Don't you go applying any of your fancy designs to it. There's an Apple family hand. It's going to stay that way." Before Rarity could respond, Impulse suddenly let out a deafening roar, causing Sonic, Fluttershy, Luna, and Celestia to stop as everyone covered their ears. A second later, it died down, and everyone took their heads over their hoods. Pinkie and Tails went wild. "Oh, Twisty Tail!" The fake pony exclaimed. Everyone began looking up around down, knowing that something was going to fall. "And don't you write something like that again." Oh, by the way, I think it would have been more impressive as soon as Garble and his cronies were hit, they started crying like little babies, because we all know that's what bullies like Garble really would do. They all act manly and tough, but the moment you punch them in the gut, they suddenly realize how wimpy they are. Not going to be neutral. God damn, that was stupid!